Welcome to the Fearfic Podcast. Fearfic is the term for short horror fiction, mostly posted on the web. It includes any and all related subgenres. Join three assholes talking basement goo Slimebeast, inebriated interstellar traveler Abysmii, and irritable ghostly man-horde Dead Pallet, as they read all stories horror and internet-related, paragraph by paragraph, and bullshit while they do it. From adolescent revenge fantasies to subtle postmodern narratives about real-life events and everything in between, they read it and critique. You better believe it. Kick it to the cold open, white boy.
Excuse me, I don't eat meat, you guys. I don't know if you were aware of that. I just wanted to let you know, okay? Just so you know. Just so you know, okay?
Is this a new version of Slimebeast that actually puts his veganism in people's faces?
Yes. It's not actual veganism, it's more like I just don't eat, actual meat if I can help it. Like, if there's some ingredient in something, I don't go searching the fucking ingredient list. But, I eat cheese, I eat eggs, I
was about to say, do you also do you abstain from animal byproducts, or is it just meat?
No. I mean, if I know something has animal byproducts in it, I probably will shy away from it. But I'm not going to go hunting for it. So I just, this looks good, I'll eat this, whatever.
I think you are a brand new, never before seen strain of veganism, which is lazy veganism.
Carnivore light, maybe? I don't know.
That had eggs in it. Oh, did it? Fuck it.
Yeah.
Lazy veganism is just vegetarianism.
That's true.
Well, no, because vegetarians say, no, I'll eat eggs. That's fine with me. I just don't want to eat animal meat.
Right. That's basically
what
me.
Slimebeast just described is, I'm not going to read, so fuck it.
Yeah, reading. reading is not vegan. Letters are not vegan.
You see, he goes out here, he complains about all of these channels. Oh, you read my story without permission. But, if someone had a channel where it's just, reading the ingredients, he's like, well, that would be helpful.
I wouldn't listen to it, but... ingredients.
I'm not making fun of you. If being vegan was easy, I'd probably do it. I will actually eat random vegan stuff for fun, just to try it.
And the vegans are like, hey, that's mine. And you're like, fuck off.
I don't read.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I definitely think that eating animals is morally wrong. That's my schema. I just don't care. and so, I'm of the opinion. I think it's more practical to just wait for science to come up with murderless meat that is indistinguishable. Until then, I don't have the moral fortitude to give a fuck.
There you go.
I don't think it's morally wrong myself. I do think it's something that we don't need to do in the near future because they have been putting a shit ton of money and research into making
the McPlant.
Yeah. So, when that happens, I'll be like, yeah, sign me up. I'm on board. I don't kill a cow on my behalf. That's fine with me.
Today's headline, McDonald's introducing the McPlant, and then tomorrow's headline, McPlant revealed to have animal byproducts. But
McPlant revealed to be 100% horse hooves.
Is McPlant people? But yeah, here's the thing. This was the cold open primer. Now we're getting into the meat of the cold open. So in a rush, I picked up a bag of pizza rolls at the supermarket, okay? Now, I don't know if you've ever had pizza rolls in pasta sauce, but it's great. It's like a perfect fat guy snack.
Fuck, I'm hungry.
Picked up some pizza rolls, not looking at what I was getting because I was in a hurry. Accidentally got them with pepperoni in them when I usually would get cheese. So I'm thinking to myself, well, I got them here at home. The animal's already dead, whatever. But then I think to myself, no, I will not go quietly into the night. I will not fold before this easy opportunity to eat meat. So I cooked them up and I put them outside for this group of possums that live outside. Okay.
You're going to say a group
carnivores?
For this group of what?
Possums carnivores?
I don't know. I think they eat anything, just garbage, whatever. Omnivores.
Any omnivores, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
They are the hobos of the neighborhood.
Yeah, they literally are hobos. But so I go out there, I give little Richie, Larry, Bobby, Sue, and Jimmy, I put a treat out there for the possums to find later, which is this, bag of pizza rolls all cooked up and, cooled off, just put outside like trash. And I think to myself, this is a good compromise. I'm not eating it, and also it's not going to waste. I'm not just throwing it in the trash or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Next day, the pizza rolls are gone, right? And I'm like, oh, the possums got them, all's good, all's well. But that night, I made a startling discovery. That night, I went out on the porch, the front porch with the porch light on, and I see over where the pizza rolls were, I see something shining in the darkness, like something glinting. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. It doesn't look like eye shine. You know, it doesn't look like something looking back at me. It just looks like an object. I'm like, what the fuck? So I go inside, I get the flashlight, because I'm not just going to go walking out in the dark where some foreign, strange thing has been, you know, has taken residence. So I go and get the flashlight, and I quietly and cautiously go outside and walk up to it. It's a dog bowl. A dog ate the pizza rolls and came back and asked for more by putting his bowl in the yard.
Wow.
So I've been putting stuff out in it every once in a while, and it goes away, and I assume he's just coming by when nobody's looking.
I mean, if I were shit, man, you leave out pizza rolls.
If I were
free
shit,
and I
man.
trust
If
you,
I was
I'd
shit,
probably-
man, I'd shit all day and night.
There's no stopping me. I am shit, man.
I see you've put the shit signal up in the sky. It's like, no, that's just a cloud shape. I mean, I can kind of see it, but
I squint.
There is no stopping the shit, man. I am on the runs.
oh, god damn it. Oh, but yeah, so that's my dog pizza roll story, my Chinese dog pizza story. I don't know.
No, it's much more of a raven biscuit, crow biscuit.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It is a crow
Wow.
biscuit.
That's
yeah.
true. That's a callback.
Damn.
Hey everybody. Hey Fearfic Nate. Post in the comments if you like crow biscuits.
Yes, Jim Crow biscuits. I don't know why DP loves them, but he does. He swears by them. He buys them all the time. Stocks up on them.
I was just thinking of randomly, I can't explain the context for this, but I was just like, man, it'd be funny to have a heating and cooling truck that's just like Auschwitz, heating and cooling. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry. It's a family name. We immigrated here. We are the Auschwitz. It's there's nothing I can do.
Can't change
So
it or anything.
Elias, do with that what you will. I don't know. God damn.
Yeah, have fun with that.
So what are we doing that's related to dogs and or pizza rolls and or shitman and or Auschwitz?
Fucking nothing. Nothing.
We are reading Fleming Storage Unit number 23. No title yet.
All right.
Number
No title
32.
yet is an interesting title.
So this seems to be perhaps an unfinished Fleming Storage Unit by BD Soccer. So
Big
we're gonna
Dick Soccer.
That's maybe it's kind of like a weight class, because like if you have a really big dick and it's getting in the way of you playing soccer, then that might be a bit of an issue. So like, how does that work?
I keep getting fouled for tripping, but I'm not trying to. People just
Soccer
run by and they trip.
is the most boring sport ever.
You are wrong. You are. Oh, that's a take by
Competitive chess?
uneducated people. Yeah, competitive chess.
Okay, then what is more boring than soccer? to
Competitive
watch?
chess.
Well, all sports in general is boring, but
No, hockey
yeah.
is fun to watch because they beat the shit out of each other.
here's the thing: in soccer, possession is not something that
9/10 of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck. You are not a soccer lawyer. I know that for a fact. When you look at American sports, possession of the object is very easy to understand, whereas possession in soccer is an entirely different thing, and what it looks like and how it plays out is very different. Point being, if you are a Fearfic listener and you have a big dick and you are a professional soccer player, let us know how that works out for you. Are we ready to read the story?
I like how you didn't answer my question.
What's new?
What's your
Typical
question?
sidestepping
What is more
DP.
boring than soccer?
Competitive chess.
Overwatch League.
Overwatch League, that's so true.
That's not a sport.
Oh, tell it, sister.
Snap, snap.
I didn't log in for the Halloween event this year, and that was all that would bring me back each year.
No.
The
Overwatch is
same
bad.
Halloween event, like what, past 3 years in a row or something?
Well, it was like, get the new Halloween skins, and then it was like, one cool skin and a bunch of shit. Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. The skin is
The
for a
get-
tank. Nobody plays tank. Oh.
So we heard nobody liked playing tank, so we deleted tanks from the game.
Yeah.
You're welcome. We think this is a change people are going to like. Man, we need to stop doing bits about Overwatch. The game is so dead. Why do I keep bringing it up?
Someday we're going to do like an Overwatch joke, and somebody listening is going to think that it's just kayfabe for our channel. It's like, oh yeah, that Overwatch game they always talk about that they made up, you know?
Okay. Fleming Storage Unit number 23, no title. Let's get into this. When the sheet metal door clattered open, the first thing I wanted to do was strangle my cousin. Yeah. The damn place was filled with so many boxes and dusty pieces of furniture. There was only a sliver of a pathway to get into everything else in the back. Just a few boxes, my ass, I groaned, giving the character a southern accent for some reason.
That really is our default.
It actually says that in the story, giving the character a southern accent for some reason. It says that.
This was going to be a nightmare.
This is one of those... I get that this is a whip, but what is people's aversion to putting paragraph breaks?
I get that this is a whip, but where's the nene?
When David had called me earlier in the week, begging me to go to his mother's unit and clear it out, he hadn't made it seem like it was a big deal. He was really only panicking because he was on vacation with his family until October 15th, and he couldn't find anyone else in the area able to do it. Luckily for him, he's got a pretty cool cousin attending MSU Northern. I decided, God, I know I used MSU Northern in my story. That's the only other time I've seen it. Props.
Make shit up university?
Exactly.
I am shit, man. I graduated from Make Shit Up University.
I got my bachelor's in flatulence. I don't know.
Got my bachelor's in political science.
Yeah.
I decided to use this as an excuse to take a long weekend. The plan was to drive over to David's house after I finished my 9 a.m. class on Thursday so I could grab the keys to his van and the paperwork for the unit before heading over to the Fleming Storage Unit Center. I'd clear it out, bring it over to David's, and spend Friday sorting through it all before heading back to school for the weekend.
I just noticed that Fleming Storage Unit Center, DP got one by us here. If you take the letters, it spells out F-suck. You want an F-suck? Eh?
Hello, everybody. Big Dick Soccer here for F-suck.
Unfortunately, it wasn't going to be that easy. There was also so much room in the van for all this stuff. There was only so much room in the van for all this stuff. Not only would this require more than one trip, but I would also have to sort through at least some of it on site in an attempt to trash things that didn't need to be transported. Like Overwatch. I groaned again, but began pulling out boxes.
Listen, we've made a change. We've updated the game. We've reverted it to where it was 3 years ago. We think you're really going to like this change. Sorry for wasting all of your time. Hopefully the game is in a better state.
We've reverted the game back to where it was, and we've called it Overwatch Classic, and you can get it for $42.
Blizzard Activision would.
Black Division, if you will.
What the fuck?
Everyone calls it ActiBliz, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. It should be Black Division.
They're specifically trying to avoid calling it Black Division. We've launched a new site for Overwatch Classic. We want you to go to blackdivision.com. Get blacked, everyone. What? Get blacked.
What?
That's our new slogan. I groaned again, but began pulling out boxes. I was in such a bad mood, I didn't even bother to open the first couple of boxes. I plunked them down in the van where they fit and went back for the next. Despite my foul temper, my methodical work eventually allowed me to calm down. I was actually pretty productive that first day. I sorted through about half of those boxes, finding the most random things, from a box of grip-right nails to a bunch of old magazines and newspapers. Putting my headphones in to drown out the faint saxophone music playing a couple of units away probably helped with the productivity. See, they weren't actually playing saxophone music on any sort of radio or anything. It was just competitive saxophone playing.
I see. Something more boring than soccer, huh?
Yeah.
Elias, I want you to put in Careless Whisper, the one saxophone riff from Careless Whisper when we said saxophone music.
Yeah, put in enough for us to get DMCA'd. None of that 5-second shit.
On our unmonetized channel.
Yeah.
Deciding to deal with everything else tomorrow, I locked up for the night and headed out. So I think that a lot of what's going on in this story is very play-by-play and like not too entertaining, but I think that it's well written and there's like a good pace to it. And I know that we're going to get to the end and it's going to be nothing because this is an unfinished story, but I think that we can get a good sense of who the character is through bits and pieces of their writing. I think it's fun.
It's a perfectly solid work. And so many, just because of the rules of the contest, so many of these entries do start in this very matter-of-fact play-by-play. Here's who I am. Here's why I'm here. Here's the first thing I did. And I bit off more than I could chew, so I went, I left. And that's, like, not the fault of any of the authors. That's just, I think, as someone who also wrote for the contest, it's like, well, I can't do everything in the first, day here, so let's get my character out and come back.
I have a question.
Yeah.
On the sidebar of toospooky.com is the Discord area, like a little widget in the Discord. My question is, why is there someone in the Discord named Autism Blackface? This is the first time I'm seeing this. Where is this person? I don't see the... What? Anyway,
number
continue.
1, very glad you're paying attention to the story. And
well,
number
when
2,
you see Autism Blackface, you tend to pay attention.
Are these...
Never mind. Look, okay, I changed my name back. Just drop it.
Who the fuck? Okay.
I'm squinting my eyes at the icon. Is that Applejack?
It is a Christmas elf, I guess.
Okay, let's read the story.
Okay, anyway, somebody changed their name and didn't think I'd notice. Anyway, so, continuing on.
I know they're a green color.
Yeah, that's why they must have changed their name, because I wouldn't have given a color to them. And they also gave one to themselves already.
I decided to reward myself with a milkshake from Inspector Moo Moo's. It was pretty good and probably worth sitting through the performance the high schoolers put on that night instead of seeing steel magnolias on campus like I'd wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone... I've never seen steel magnolias.
It was pretty good, probably worth sitting through the performance the high schoolers put on that night. At Inspector Moo's?
I guess.
Inspector Moo Moo.
Interesting. Really, though, I was just trying to procrastinate. I wasn't looking forward to going through the boxes again. From what I saw when I was initially poking through them, I was in for a night of digging through bug corpses.
Ooh. So a fun night. Finally, I made it to David's house and unloaded the boxes into his living room. When I was pulling the last of them out of the van, I realized I had totally forgotten to go back and check the boxes that I had loaded in the beginning. So that was my first priority.
Was it necessary for you to sort through them? Or is it just, hey, get all my shit out of the unit and then bring it to me?
Mm.
This is something I was questioning earlier on, where he said, I started looking through some of the boxes and then decided to give up and just load them in the van. And I'm thinking, like, well, if I had someone else, if I asked someone else to just take everything out of a storage unit and bring it to me, I wouldn't say, hey, take the time to sort through all my stuff, because that's just going to open up a whole slew of questions of, do you want to keep this? Do you want to keep that? I wouldn't ask someone to do that if I wasn't present.
I mean, he might just be nosy.
Maybe. That's possible. I feel like we're just missing, and I get that this is a whip, but I feel like that's kind of a missing detail.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'll take this too. There was a particularly tall box that piqued my interest. After removing the lid, I was greeted with my Uncle George's corpse. No, my Uncle George's old clothing.
I was greeted with my Uncle George. Hello!
Hey, it's been a while. I could tell because of the brown plaid shirt folded right at the top. I didn't remember my uncle very well, but I did have a vague memory of being held against that shirt.
Oh.
I did have a vague memory of him never changing his shirt.
Yeah. He was still in it, folded into the box. I pulled it out and felt it between my fingers. Despite the years and what must have been at least thousands of bugs going through the unit, it was still in pretty good shape. It felt soft, too, so I put it on. I became Uncle George. like passing of Mjolnir to a new Thor.
Yeah, exactly. I like the idea that he just does that, and then he just feels the energy coursing through his body. It's like, I feel it. I feel the erectile dysfunctioning taking over. The male pattern baldness.
Yeah.
What if I carpeted my basement? What?
I'm going to take up whittling.
It was supposed to be a joke, but it was actually really comfortable. Oh, yeah, that what a joker.
I turned to the next box. Whatever was in the one that had made a loud and satisfactory clunk. Whatever was in the box had made a loud and satisfactory clunk when I dropped it into the van from the side door. Hoping that everything inside was still intact, I pulled open the lid.
Bum, bum, bum.
So, presumably, Uncle is in the box.
Let us know. Yeah, okay. Hey, Fearfic Nation, let us know down below what is in the box.
My uncle, George Schrodinger, was... I remembered him well. Was he alive or dead? I didn't know at that point.
There could be anything inside that box. It could be Funko Pops, could be White Claws, could be Monster Energy, could be Monster Energy White Claw Funko Pop.
Mm-hmm.
Could be Gamer Girl bathwater.
Oh, God, could you imagine a Monster Energy drink Funko Pop where it's just the fucking can in a Funko box?
Yes, very easily. I give it like 6 months. I bet you they'll do it.
Okay, how much do you bet? I'll take that action.
I bet you...
No foot rubs, nothing weird like that.
I don't know, man. Like, what the fuck do we hold over each other? We're creative collaborators.
Umbrellas when it rains, because we're friends.
We are, but we're never in the same state. Also, it never rains where I am, so that doesn't do me any good.
I'm not going to hold up an umbrella for you, Slimebeast, because you live in Hurricane Town.
Bye, DP! Bye! Mary Poppinsing away. So I want to point out that we don't necessarily even know if that is the end of the story, because it is a work in progress. Maybe something else is coming.
We don't. But it was solidly written the entire way through, so yeah, no real criticisms.
Maybe maybe the plan for the story was he was going to find more and more boxes of relatives' clothing and just put on articles of clothing each time.
Maybe
I am all of my relatives at once.
Relative man.
Relative to you and me.
He opens up the box, and then there's another box inside, and he opens up that box, and there's a slightly smaller box, and there's just Russian nesting boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Yeah.
And then in the very smallest box, there is what?
Pandora's box.
It's a small little figurine wearing a blue karate gi.
You know who else had a small box? The Virgin Mary.
True.
Was it? I heard.
If it could fit all of God, I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who just and is currently still unloading a shit ton of boxes, I can imagine the worst prank to play on someone is you like take 7 of their boxes and make them into nesting boxes, and then like write important fragile on it, and when they like actually go and unpack it, just fuck with them. That'd be messed up.
I thought you were going to say the worst prank to pull on somebody would be to have God impregnate them or something. I don't know.
Ha ha! You have to give birth to the Son of God.
Ha ha. So, do you think Pandora's box, do you think that was a analogy for her vagina? It let loose all the ills of the world.
I mean, considering how fucking sexual Greek mythology is, that's a good possibility.
They gave him Pandora and they said never let her open her box.
Well, and also considering how many oh god, no, I'm not going to get into this. Sorry, I don't want to deep dive into ancient mythology because it's just going to get really fucking boring for everyone.
That's all we do here.
No, it's not.
Welcome to the Greek Mythology Podcast.
It's just going to be me recounting things about like Sekhmet and Ishtar, and no one wants to listen to that.
Man, that sounds way too Middle Eastern for me to be okay with it. What I would say is it's not a good idea to open up Pandora's legs.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so DP, fresh on you saying you're not okay with Middle Eastern things, why don't you read us the title of the next story?
I'm pretty sure this is Norse, not Middle Eastern, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, but why don't you read us that title, DP?
So that's it's NNIJD.
Nijjd? Is that appropriate?
Yeah. Well, you know, why not? We'll go with that.
Oh, you know what it is?
What?
Gin spelled backwards.
Damn.
Oh, damn, homie. I knew that. Yeah, okay.
Sorry, Bloody Spaghetti. We guessed the ending.
Also, Bloody Spaghetti, frequent Too Spooky Discord member.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is from r/stay awake. And no, so I made a joke about Middle Eastern things, and then it's a gin.
Yep. I like how Abysmii is like, well, sorry to stop you there, Slimebeast, but it sounds Norse. Fuck you.
It could have been. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Nord theory.
You know,
was Pandora's box actually her vagina? Nord theory. What? No, Greek theory.
Are Nordic countries actually part of Asia? Remembrance Day is a few days away. This is the day of the year when veterans come out and start sharing their stories.
And if they see their shadow, you're in for 4 more years of war.
Shit, that's why we're still in the Middle East. Damn it.
Yeah, I definitely think we're going to get 4 more years of war. I'd like to share a story from mine here. I was one of the few lucky ones to actually survive the war. Most people who come back, they're not all there. A piece of you dies at war. I have a friend who's a veteran, and I think the part of him that died at war is volume control.
You mean he's deaf from gunfire, or what?
No, I mean he just has no sense of when it's appropriate to be loud or not. Just like, a little quiet little cafe, speaking very loudly, projecting.
Taking your friend to the Golden Corral, and he's like, go, 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 fill your plate, go, 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 more, more, more. I don't see any mashed potatoes.
Oh man, would he just have PTSD in the Golden Corral?
Oh Jesus. That's
war flashbacks. Everyone get down! This place is a fucking hellhole.
That's CTSD. That's current, my dude. Golden Corral.
Well, it triggers a PTSD.
This is the worst war zone I've ever been in.
Oh my god! I thought the army food was bad. Don't
Don't
worry, I've got 30 MREs in my bag at all times. It'll be much more healthy.
There you go.
Okay. A piece of you dies at war. The awful things we do to each other. It takes a toll. I've been to Afghanistan. That wasn't the war I was a part of. I just visited.
Yeah.
Lovely country.
I vacationed in Afghanistan. Yeah.
We summer in Afghanistan.
Oh, are you Mr. Stevenson of the Afghanistan Stevensons? What?
I've taken part in conflict that had... See, we always go to Southern accents. Why don't we just go to, hoity-toity?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Oh, I've taken part in many conflicts that had nothing to do with me or my country.
I'm sick of these fucking elite veterans, these New York elite veterans with their...
Goddamn coastal veterans.
Well, okay. All the hoity-toity veterans went to, officer school. Everyone else is from the fucking South. All the grunts.
I do believe I've done... I do believe. I do believe. So we just combine the hoity-toity and the Southern to get...
Gentleman.
A Southern gentleman. I do I believe I've done the right thing? I'm on the fence with that. Did I help some people? I'd like to believe that. But I don't.
He defended our freedom. What are you talking about?
And I'm proud to defend my freedom for America and the Patriots. And the
country veterans.
Put them in a house, please.
Please give them some aid.
Yeah. So, can we agree that song... I'm proud to be American because at least I know I'm free is really depressing, but because the message of the song is I have nothing else, but at least I know I'm free. At least I'm free here,
I can't tell if it's trying to be ironic or...
It's not. See, I just don't understand, I'm proud to be an American where I'm free. Why are you proud that you have a privilege? Aren't you just happy that you have
you didn't earn anything to be an American. You were fucking born here. Unless you immigrated and went through all that shit, then okay, fine. You worked and paid money and did all that, fine. But the majority of people singing that fucking song, no, you were born here. You didn't do anything.
I'm proud to be an anchor baby.
God damn it. Where at least I'm possibly free depending on what the political climate is in a few years.
I mean, patriotism in America is fucking... to be ostentatious about it is fucking pointless because it was founded on people who just like reject authority. So you shouldn't be out there being like, yeah, flags. That's not honoring the spirit of America. The spirit of America is fuck you, leave me alone. I've got guns.
It's like being born handsome and just going around every day and going, fucking handsome over here. Look at this shit.
Woo! See, as much as I love hip-hop and as much as I love American history, I think Hamilton got it wrong. It should just be like punk anarchists rebelling against the crown.
Man, dude, I want to like Hamilton. I really do. I connected with zero of the songs, and yeah, I agree. I don't know, man.
Racist,
listen, listen. I don't like hip-hop. Okay, I don't like hip-hop, but I do like Eminem. I do like Eminem, and I also like Hamilton.
Okay, do you like hip-hop instrumentals?
I am playing a character, Abysmii. I love hip-hop. I am playing a character that is called White Person.
Listen, I don't like rap or hip-hop or R&B, but I love Eminem, and previously I liked this guy named Snow. Maybe you've heard of him?
Informer. Man. Proud to be an American. Let's read the story.
Do you think that Snow was just dyslexic and he was trying to read the lyrics as he went?
Yes.
So, like, Snow low-key is, like, an actual, like, killer MC, but let's not get sidetracked here.
My story here today is somewhat different from the usual war horror stuff. I am here to talk about the one that saved my life. My unit was ambushed in the highlands of Helmand shortly before the Battle of Marja. I'm going to butcher all these words, I'm sorry.
Marja.
Your mother's name is Marja, too?
Wait a minute, why did you say the Battle of Marja? We're literally in the Battle of Marja right now.
You know what? Everyone rightfully gives Justice League and Batman vs. Superman, crap, and they're not good movies. But they fail.
Batman vs. Superman is.
They fail spectacularly in ways that at least are memorable. I still haven't seen Endgame or the one that came before that because I don't even remember. Like, I just don't care. But
Begin Game was the previous one.
Game Start, Player Select. I mean, you know what? Those memes will endure because they're fucking hilarious. My unit was ambushed. It was early in the morning, and the Mujahideen were well prepared. They opened heavy fire on us. A fight ensued. I took a bullet that grazed my liver. Ooh, ouch.
Have a little lead in your liver, Batman. Ever been shot? It feels like a very sharp knife and a very hot rod pierce through your flesh at the same time.
Ooh.
Why not just say, have you ever had a very sharp knife and a very hot rod pierce your flesh at the same time? That's what being shot is like.
You ever driven a hot rod?
Yeah.
Through somebody?
You ever jackknifed a hot rod?
You ever hit Abysmii with a hot rod?
Have you ever been shot? Picture that you're driving along when you run over an alien. What?
Have you ever shot a car? Have you ever shot out of a car? Have you ever shot out of a car at a car that's running into Abysmii?
Have you ever pictured Dick Durbin in a turban swerving his Suburban? I don't know. It's are we just putting words together or not? It sucks.
Yeah.
I've been shot before that too. It sucks. I've been shot before that too. In the heat of a firefight, you don't panic. You can't. Your body won't let you. I don't know if that's true. The adrenaline is so high in your system, you can pull through even if it's just for a bit. So, I grasped at my wound and pressed on. And then I pressed off and then on again, and I restarted and I was fine. Maybe 10 seconds after the searing pain shot through my torn...
I've been shot! Have you tried,
turning it off and on again?
God damn it. Maybe 10 seconds after the searing pain shot through my torn side, I felt myself buckle. Like a bomb went off in my face. My body just collapsed underneath me. My vision started blurring, and my ears were bombarded by tinnitus. My knees were weak and my arms were heavy. Yeah. I guess my vagus nerve? Abysmii, how do you pronounce that?
Vegas? Vegas.
My vagus nerve?
I think it's Vegas. I could be wrong.
He's got that vagus nerve, I tell you.
Medical terminology is like medical Latin is different from church Latin is different from classical Latin. I couldn't tell you.
Okay. So he bets high on everything, so he's got that vagus nerve. My vagus nerve didn't appreciate being disturbed by a stray mujahideen bullet.
Wow. And looks like Slimebeast knows how to pronounce it, and Abysmii doesn't, because he hates Middle Easterns.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Mujahideen or Mujahideen?
You said
Either.
I said Mujahideen.
That's not what it is. It's Mujahideen.
Okay, you said Moo Doo Doo, Abysmii. Don't try to cover it up now.
I said Inspector Moo-Moos, all right?
Inspector Moo-Moos.
The transliteration of Mujahideen.
Remember when we went to war against the staff of Inspector Moo-Moos?
Oh, my God. I love the idea of just a bunch of cows in trench coats in the Middle East.
Go, Gadget, Cud. Okay, anyway.
I thought I was going to die. The flashes of guns going...
Why are you laughing? That's not funny.
Go, Gadget, 5 Pillars of Islam.
Go, Gadget, the world now follows the teaching of Muhammad.
I'm sorry.
Go, Gadget, prayer rug.
Go, Gadget, your wife has modesty. What? These aren't things. These aren't gadgets. Stolen.
They are
jokes.
in the Middle East.
Holy shit. The flashes of guns going on became dimmer, and the sound of combat turned quieter by the moment. I was already about to accept my fate when I saw the shadow, a shadowy figure approach me from the distance. I couldn't make out its features, but in general, its general form was very dark and wavy.
So
it was tall, wore a suit, and had no face.
Yeah. It was tall, wore a suit, had no face, and an army helmet.
Like that of a cloak in the wind. I thought I was seeing death coming for me. I remember laughing at the shadow as the shadow crawled closer to me. Turns out I was seeing death, obviously. Was seeing death?
I think it's supposed to be wasn't, yeah.
Yeah, typo.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're quitting the story. Let's move on.
Okay. The figure scooped me up and carried me somewhere. I don't remember where to or for how long. All I know, I felt myself being hoisted onto something warm before I passed out. The next thing I know, I'm in a cave with a bunch of other wounded soldiers. I pulled myself up and my side just screamed. Instinctively, I touched the sources of pain, and much to my surprise, there was no hole.
Oh,
the bullet
it worked, turning him on and off again.
Yeah. You just have to get a new ticket, and then you can rejoin the battle.
I'm so, when I would babysit children, they would, get shot, and then they would be crying, and I'm like, just go take a nap.
Yeah.
Sleep it off.
That's right.
Sleep it off. God, stop crying. The bullet wound was sealed.
Jimmy got shot, and he's over there taking a nap. He's been there for weeks.
I'll tell you what it is. This is the future liberals want. They're just pussifying our kids.
Yep.
Kids get a little bit of a school shooting and they're crying. It's ridiculous.
It's like Antifa says, toddlers get the bullet too.
Jesus Christ. Jesus. Wow. Wow.
What would that be? Antitot?
Toddler?
That was spicy.
Shit.
Holy fuck.
Shit.
Oh.
Fuck you, that's the title.
Yeah.
Toddlers get the bullet too.
Oh, fuck.
It's another great example of an episode as to why we're never going to be monetized. Ever. Don't worry, YouTube. You won't ever have to keep tabs on this, but you probably do anyway. The bullet wound was sealed, but when my fingers probed my torso, a searing sensation rose from a layer of charred, leathery skin. My wound had been cauterized. I groaned as I sat up to look around, inspect my surroundings. 11 other soldiers were lying there, all unconscious and injured to a various degrees. I think it should be varying degrees.
Yeah, there's a few typos here and there. But,
That's all right. Nitpicks.
They're just casualties of the process of writing.
Ha 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 ha.
I don't know. I didn't even have time to collect my thoughts about the whole thing when a wooden bowl slid towards me from within the cave. Bum bum bum. Bowl man. Filled with rice and some sort of dark meat. I looked in...
Why did you put dark in there?
Why'd you put dark in there?
Oh, it's because right below it is the word darkness in the sentence.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I looked in the direction from which the bowl came, and I saw a vague face in the darkness. It nodded before vanishing into the dark. My dark stomach growled, forcing my dark mind to go dark as the primal dark instinct took over, and I lunged at the dark rice bowl. It was fine, honestly. It was good and dark.
It's not black rice, so negative points for that.
Would you say that darkness was all that you saw, and that it was imprisoning you?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is just Slimebeast, because he saw a bowl filled with rice and some sort of meat and didn't bother to read and just said, fuck it.
Yeah. I don't want to know what's in it.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss. Yeah.
Did you read the ingredients on that box of rice? Rice? That's it?
And it's just rice in.
Yeah.
You misread. It's rice in.
Uh-oh.
Dark rice
in, rice out.
It's sarin. It's just deadly. I have no idea how long I spent in the cave, but the people keeping me there forced me to build a weapon for them.
Yeah. And watch Pinocchio when I was tied down.
I was tied down, forced to watch Iron Man.
We want you to do this. Make this in the cave.
We're never going to top Toddlers Get the Bullet 2. I'm sorry.
We're not.
I'm sorry.
I'm fine never topping that. I don't want to know what's beyond that.
Neither do I.
It's fine.
Where is the line for the Fear Fiction podcast? I'll tell you what it is. Toddlers Get the Bullet 2.
Jesus Christ. That's going to haunt us. But that's gonna appear
like
as a comment on some future video, and we're gonna be like, "Oh fuck, that's right."
Yeah, Abysmii, we see you're applying for this job. We found out about your podcast. So, what's this about? Toddlers Get the Bullet too.
Seriously, I legit, like, when my work, because I've been there for 4 years now, and they asked me, like, what do you do in your spare time? Oh, I make music. Is it posted anywhere? Kind of. Like, I am so cagey about never letting them know where to find me, because none of this is NSFW.
Elias, edit all of that out so nobody uses it as leverage to blackmail Abysmii.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, boy. I have no idea how long it's been in the cave, but it must have been at least a few days. I spent my time in there, humming songs, sleeping, and eating rice and meat that came from the depths of the earth. The boys came one by one after the other, but we were all too weak to leave the cave. Marcus lost a leg due a shell. Mac and I. Bullet wounds everywhere were the most common of injuries in our sad makeshift platoon. I grew fond of these guys. I would say that maybe that section of the story needs to be a little bit more fleshed out, because it's like,
Flash, right, I get it.
Like, let's this paragraph seems like the writer is a little bored and is just like trying to truncate character development and things that should be.
I don't mind it. I do think maybe it needs to be kind of retooled, as I was passing in and out from pain as, I was recovering. I did my best to try to get a sense of my surroundings. I heard the name of Marcus and Mac, and, I do agree with you that it's kind of just a bit so matter of fact that it's like, all right, cool.
It almost reads
is
like,
the story going to continue?
It reads almost like some kind of military log or something.
Yes, but again, it's not formal enough to be military, but it's not informal enough to be civilian, if that makes any sense.
It's not fun to write the passage of time when the character is in pain, unless you're into like misery kind of porn thing.
Well,
but like I think that's kind of the thing, is just like, I don't want to take the time to flesh these out, when I think everything up until now has been really well fleshed out. This just seems like we're in a hurry to get to the next part of the story when it needs a little more breathing room.
I think you can write pain interestingly, like Jacob's Ladder.
No.
It's a huge exercise in that.
Yeah,
you absolutely.
A ladder fell on Jacob.
He
was in pain. I get you.
I'm saying it's not fun to write that stuff for a lot of people. I certainly don't like doing it.
Maybe so. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't written enough to make that own to say for myself whether I do or not. All of writing is work. Putting words on pages is bullshit.
God damn it.
I was already starting to feel better, stronger, when a stray Afghan war dog found us. He had an AK in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Afghan war dog is
not a literal dog.
An Afghani soldier.
Right. He's not participating in an Afghan dog bath. I'm going to venture to say that Blaze Spaghetti is not a native English speaker.
Perhaps.
I'm getting that feeling. I could be wrong, but
Afghan
I do know,
dog. Yes.
I have someone close to me that served in Afghanistan, and a lot of this phrasing I don't recognize when they recount their experiences there. So that's just what I'm going off of. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, but your friend is an alien who was infiltrating the U.S. military for secrets.
Shut up! Damn it. I'm going to stop telling you people these things. He had an AK in his hands when he stumbled upon us. He screamed something in Pashto before...
God damn it, Abysmii!
Pashto? What? I don't know.
Pashto?
Pashto? I don't know. Before grinning like a madman, I rose up to my feet, standing upright for the first time in a few days by that point, I assume. The Mooj aimed his rifle at me. I tried...
Wow, whoa, what a slur.
Yeah.
I tried playing it like I could do something. Told him that there were 12 of us and one of him. Someone was bound to tackle him down, and the rest of us would just tear him to shreds.
Listen, we're all really hungry here. All we've been doing is eating dark meat.
Yeah.
We will eat you.
That's
We
right.
want more. We want your dark meat.
We're all becoming shadow people. See, Mac has a shadow eye. That guy has a shadow leg. Yeah, that's it.
Meat's back on the menu, boys.
My heart was pounding. The adrenaline was... And now I'm picturing them picking up a radio and going, "Send more war dogs." Anyway. My heart was pounding. The adrenaline was coursing through my veins. I didn't mind dying that day as long as the dog died with me. The other boys followed suit. We all surrounded him, but he remained confident, grinning, and talking to us in tongues. Oh, you mean another language? He, in another tongue, I guess, is the term?
Well, I think that the use of the term dog here, them using it multiple times, in Middle Eastern Muslim cultures, they don't like dogs. They think of them as filthy creatures. Right. So this is kind of like an attempt, like, I know people use that as kind of like a slur to degrade.
Yeah. It's sort of like it's towing the line of writing a character who hates people, but not outright as an author writing the slurs and, things that would really be incendiary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Toying with the idea of the narrator who's in a war against these people. The narrator of the story doesn't like these people. Just letting you know.
It still feels like the author is bleeding through whenever I see war dog. Like, I don't, again, granted, we don't know the nationality of the narrator here, like the person who's actually speaking. So
I would say Pomeranian.
Well, but they said like Mark and Mac. I'm assuming American, and I'm probably wrong. I don't know.
Yeah,
King and Bowser came in, and
yeah.
Oh my God! What if the twist at the end is they actually are all dogs in the military?
Wow. Yeah, that was the joke I was getting at.
But I'm saying no. What if I know that you're making that joke, but I'm like, what if that is the twist? I mean, it could be from what we've read.
I don't know.
We'd all tear him to pieces,
Would it just be like a giant mastiff hound, and then like there would be one of those body collar? You know what I mean, like the collar that goes around like
a harness.
The harness, the harness, and then there's just an AK harness to the side of it.
Yes,
and he's just barking in Pashto.
He's barking, and bees are coming out of his mouth.
Sure,
Simpsons reference, everybody. Some people know.
He turned away from me. His body started shaking violently. His knees weak, his body started convulsing uncontrollably, and his rifle fell off of his harness, out of his hands, accidentally releasing a round into the air. That's not how guns work. He screamed in pain and agony as he collapsed to his knees weak, convulsing even more viciously than before. His screaming grew louder and louder as he barely sounded human anymore. I remember his scalp sliding off the top of his head, steam rising up from underneath. What the fuck? That's a cool visual, but I don't understand.
The Shadow Man is doing things to him.
Shadow Man. The Shadow Man has made him so angry.
Shadow Man.
Does whatever a shadow can.
Hello there, Shadow Man from my nightmares. The Shadow Man in the background.
All right, what else can we do? Shadow Man. Fighter of the war dog.
Every morning there's a shadow hanging in the corner.
Now, how does that? Hey, now you're a Shadow Man. Get your
war on. You're a dog.
All that is rice is in a bowl. I don't know.
Only dark meat.
Fucking hell. Oh, this sucks. So anyway, the story. We suck.
Not the story.
No. Story's fine.
We're shit.
The world had gone silent for me. It froze again, all but Amuj shaking and screaming like a demon from the lowest pits of hell as his flesh just falls apart from his frame. Soon enough, there was nothing but a bloody red mess consisting of muscles and gore.
Muscles and gore.
Someone do muscles and gore, but to the tune of silver and gold.
I was thinking more like, mommy, can we get muscles and gore cereal? Oops, all gore.
That would be a fun cereal. Like, it wouldn't actually be muscles and gore, but that'd be fun.
Yeah, sure.
The cloaked figure that I saw in the field days ago emerged from the pulsating, burning corpse.
He's an alien. He's an alien.
No, the idea of just Slimebeast goes to the store and he's like, look, I can't be expected to know that all muscles had meat products in it. Okay, listen.
They left out the gore.
Read ingredients lists. The cloaked figure that I saw in the field days ago emerged from the pulsating, burning corpse, first in the shape of a smoke cloud, one that reformed itself into the rough shape of a human. He just walked past all of us and disappeared into the darkness of the underbelly of the cave. I just sat there, perched up against a wall, my eyes locked in terror onto the burning pile of bony matter that remained of the Muj. He was roasted alive in front of me until naught but ashes remained.
I was silent for the rest of my tenure in that cave. I couldn't do anything but repeat that scene in my head. Then my head started smoking and my scalp slid off. The Afghan burning alive as his screams played in my ears like a broken record. I was silent until I left the cave. I didn't see light until I left the cave and I was already a man. Stupid references.
I was born in the dark meats.
I was fed by the dark figure, raised by it. Alright, until I left the cave, all of us were. We just slept and ate the rice this thing provided. That's rude. He saved your life.
Mujaha thing. We all eventually got out of there. Our unit thought we were MIA. Your unit thought you were MIA? You were MIA.
Yeah.
That means missing in action. You were missing.
Yeah.
We didn't tell anyone about the creature in the cave or the spontaneous combusting Afghan. I used to play bass for spontaneously combusting.
That is a punk band from yesteryear that would not fly today.
What I like is if you take the first letters, you get ska.
Hey!
The reason was no one would believe us, but deep down, I know it's because we were all too shocked to even recollect the events out loud.
I don't hate ska. I just don't enjoy it.
Well, that's you. That's like saying you don't like chocolate ice cream.
I love chocolate ice cream.
Then why don't you love ska?
Ska is the chocolate ice cream of music. This has been determined by experts.
No, ska is the rocky road of ice cream. No,
wait,
I take that
what?
back.
Of ice
ska is
pralines
and cream of ice cream. There's
no,
a very devoted section of
ice cream. What do you?
No, there's a very devoted minority that likes it, and they swear by it, but everyone else is just like, it's okay. It's ice cream, but meh.
We don't want to hear your opinions on the devoted minority, okay?
Shut up, Dark Meat Eater. Eventually, I came back home, and
Did you just call me Dark Meater?
Eventually, I came back home, and the images and screams in my head died down. I don't know about the others. I heard at least one got himself locked up. I guess, in jail or in a therapy? I don't know.
He got himself locked up. He was caught with more marijuana than was legally allowed in his state. Okay.
Right. I guess I'm just lucky. That's my wartime story. I've been to Afghanistan. I fought the Taliban. I've been wounded and something saved my life out there. Whatever the hell that thing was. What saved me wasn't human.
All right.
Okay.
Not a bad story.
Not a bad story. This is all purely subjective here, but I've seen many a creepypasta, no sleep, fearfic, whatever, of I was in war and there's this supernatural element of a thing that happened, and it always lands very flat because war is fucking horrific, and there's really not much you can put on top of it that's going to be that won't be overshadowed by the fact that you're in a fucking war.
Yeah, I think we're very sheltered from war, and so it fascinates us. But like you like pretty much any war movie really is a horror movie.
Yeah, any good one. Yeah.
Any good one. You got to think about how the movie is laid out, what the plot is, how the music is presented, how it's shot. War movies are pretty, unless it's like, hey guys, let's go save the day and be heroic, and then some people die on the way, like that kind of like patriotic borderline propaganda.
So like almost all of them.
Yeah. No, not at all. Because like if you look at a lot of like Hurt Locker or American Sniper, those are basically horror movies.
Well, like even We Were Soldiers, like, which is very, very much propaganda. There's still a fucking napalm scene, which is horrific. And it's probably the best scene in the movie because it's not just, yay, we fucked up Vietnam. So I would agree.
Speaking of Vietnam, Predator, great war movie.
Predator is a great, like, yeah, you kind of joke, but at the same time, like, the horrors of war is kind of well represented of just a bunch of people shooting into the forest because they can't see their enemy and they're terrified. That's
the Predator is just an analogy for an enemy you can't see in the jungle.
Yeah, like that's, and I think it's lost on a lot of people who are like, haha, Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. But no, that after the first 15 minutes, that fucking just breaks down into, oh man, these soldiers are absolutely fucked, and like they don't know how to react to this because. Yeah,
I don't know if I've ever said this on here before. I probably told this story before, but I remember reading from someone saying like a story their uncle or their grandfather would tell. I forget which one it was. And, take it with a grain of salt as to whether it's true or not. But
sure.
They said that in Vietnam, he and his platoon, or whatever, went to sleep in the middle of a clearing. And the reason they would sleep in the middle of a clearing is so that they could all be, basically back to back and not, have any angle where somebody could sneak up on them. Because it was just constant, people sneaking up. And they had a rotation of, the people who were going to be on watch, so on and so forth. But the people who were going to be on watch, fell asleep and were not on watch. And what happened was they had a, perimeter of, I forget what they're called, front toward enemy, Claymores. Mm-hmm. Say what?
Predators.
Yeah, predators. They had a perimeter of predators.
Xenomorphs.
They had a circle of claymores around them, that when detonated would blow out, toward the enemy. And so people fell asleep, they were not on watch, and what happened was they woke up to sounds, like people were making weird sounds, like people were making a lot of weird noises, trying to get them, almost like trying to wake them up and trying to rouse them and trying to rile them up. But nobody ever approached and nobody ever attacked. And so what they found out in the morning was that while the guys were asleep, someone had turned the claymores around toward them.
Oh.
And so they went out there and they just made noise, hoping they would trigger it and blow themselves up.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's like you said, may not be true, who knows, but what can you heap more on top of war already?
Yeah, no, that's fucking terrifying. Yeah. And that's creepy and spooky too, because it's something that happens outside of your direct attention, but still happened. It's like hearing a bump in the night. That's like the most primal fear of all fucking time, for humans anyway.
Like a dog putting a bowl in your yard. It's creepy.
A dog eating who wants a pizza roll. It's probably dogs.
It's like poetry. Yeah. It rhymes.
It's like rain on your wedding day.
So, I don't want to knock this story. It's perfectly well written.
Yeah.
I just think it's very, very difficult to write war horror, because
a war story, in other words.
Well, and I've seen so many. It's like I met Cryptid of the Month when I was on tour in Afghanistan, and I've read some of them, and I'm just like, okay. Like, it's different when some Joe Schmo stateside who's just a civilian does that, because they're probably not armed, they're not survivalists, they're just a regular person that I can relate to, at least to some degree, encountering something spooky. A fucking soldier in, a war that's been going on for how many decades now? Like, you can't top that. That's too real, and it kind of surpasses a lot of Bigfoots out there. It's just my opinion.
Bloody spaghetti. You want your very own Slimebeast fixes your story like an asshole thing right now?
That is
what an
$50
honor.
Level Patreon reward you're getting for free, by the way.
Wow, what a great reward. What if the main narrator was just a contractor / truck driver, and he just, is hurt by an IED, and this all happens? You could have everybody else be soldiers. You could have everything else happening exactly the same. But then you avoid all the problem of, does this sound like a soldier? Blah, 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 blah.
Make your protag vulnerable. Yeah.
I don't know. Just a suggestion. Yeah.
You don't even have to necessarily not have them be a soldier. It's not like they need to have a bunch of soldier lingo thrown in.
Yeah.
I think that you could keep it very simple with just a few things to make it sound more soldiery. I do feel that there is a lack of understanding about military here, but not to an extreme degree. I just think if you're going to go a less is more ashcan route, you do have to write what you know.
You know what I think?
That excuse is of it's a delivery person helps with that.
Now that we're discussing this, I think I remember Bloody Spaghetti mentioning using the military in the Discord.
Wait, really?
I think I might remember that.
Shit.
Well,
who knows?
I highly doubt that Bloody Spaghetti was in the Afghan Mujahideen conflict, though.
Right. Well,
are you sure he was, or maybe his relatives were?
Listen,
so I remember
Bloody Spaghetti, Stolen Valor.
God damn it!
Confirmed.
Stolen Spaghetti, Bloody Valor, Bloody Valentine. So speaking
stolen spaghetti.
Let's acknowledge the fact that in war, toddlers can get the bullet too.
Definitely.
This has been the Fear Fiction Podcast. Your hosts are Abysmii, Dead Palette, and Slimebeast. Music by Abysmii. Art by C.F. Comer. Voiceover by Atticus Jackson. Edited by Elias the Intern. Subscribe to Fearfic on YouTube to stay up to date on new episodes.
Hello everyone, I'm here to tell you not to use Uber. Something terrible happened to me, and I don't want to meet any more Uber drivers ever again. Not in my social circle. Absolutely canceled. It all happened to me a couple of days ago. I was going to visit my friends to play Cards Against Humanity, Funko Pop Edition. The plan was to drink, so I didn't want to drive there, so I called for an Uber. When it got late and I realized that it was just the same joke over and over again, I was going to need another ride, so I called for an Uber. What arrived was an F-150 Ford Twin Cab 2019. Not fuel efficient at all. The app told me my driver was named Wendy, but when I got into the giant truck far too big for a single passenger, the driver was an all-black, shadowy figure with a skeletal frame and a decaying deer head for a head. Not that I'm judging skin color or anything, I have no problem with that, but I was afraid I got into the wrong globally irresponsible vehicle. She said, "Hello, my name is Wendy. In a weird, distorted voice. Not wanting to seem racist, I got into the car and promised to give a good review and a large tip. I mean, so many people just won't do that based on skin color, and it's just ridiculous. But when I told them where I was going, back to my apartment at the vegan commune, they got enraged that I didn't eat meat. Like, whoa, not your place, comrade. Then I hear the horrific sound of animals dying in the back of the truck. The truck's bed cover bursts open, exposing a bunch of dead and rotting possums, tied together by their tails, all animated corpses trying to escape one another and get free from the gas-guzzling beast of a truck. She then said, "It's time to get out again. To starve until the dead souls again." I use that spiel as a chance to escape from the car and call for a lift. The craven corpses of possum kings aren't a renewable ethical source of energy.
Ken Ashcorp had good music. Good music. You guys always plug music, the stuff about mouths, stuff about synths. I love Ken Ashcorp. He does some good songs.
Ken Ashcorp?
Ashcorp.
Ken is his first name and his last name is Ashcorp?
Yes, correct.
Some weeb music.
He makes some weeb music. People have described it as music for nerds to fuck to, and yes, it is. It's precisely that. And I highly suggest people do that. Get some Ken Ashcorp. Listen to it. There's songs about getting banged by Fuda chicks in 3 ways.
Oh, I see. Okay, now it all makes sense.
Yeah.
So
it's all excellent.
If people look this up, they're actually going to be able to. What are they typing to look it up? Because it's going to be audio. So because people are going to be typing in, they're going to be putting like Kenosha core. They're going to be putting all different things.
Kenosha?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Well, nobody said that. Abysmii brought that up.
Kentucky Kenosha.
Kentucky Kenosha. My name's Kentucky Kenosha here. No, but seriously, will people know how to...
Ash Corp? It's pretty phonetic.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go put it on your Spotify Pandora.
Yeah. Do it, nerd. You won't.